Thank you all for joining me today. I'm very excited to be sharing with you 3 tips for tidy CRM. This is the main topic for today's webinar. We will be discussing 3 tips that will help you have a clutter-free CRM. Now, very good. So the why, there has to be a why. So from all the conversations I've had with our customers, I find that some of them may not use it to its full potential. It almost feels like the driving a Formula One car while being stuck in traffic. Just a lot of things that happen at once. And I personally believe that there are certain tips that can help you guys get the most out of OnePage CRM, especially when it comes to keeping your account clutter-free. That's why we're going to be talking about how to stay on top of your actions, how to clean your database, and how to get your sales up to date. This session, just to let you know, is going to be about 15 minutes. I'm going to try to stick to 15 to 20 minutes max. And the agenda is very short, very straightforward. We're going to talk about action stream management, merging duplicates, and then pipeline management. And of course, we're going to have our Q&A. And just a quick reminder, we are mobile, so we have great mobile applications that you can download from the App Store and Google Play, just like we have a great route app planner. That's it, so let's dive in. So I'm gonna share my screen briefly once again. Just give me 1 second. And I'm gonna switch to OnePage CRM. Very good, then share. So I would like to start from here. As you probably know by now, this is what OnePage CRM is all about. It's a simple CRM system that keeps you focused on taking action. Our users always come for the simplicity, but simplicity is more than just keeping a system clutter-free. It's also about reliability, speed, and being able to focus on what's most important, which for us are sales actions. For all of this, just to let you know, OnePage was listed by Forbes in 2024 as the best CRM for small business. Very good. Now, with that in mind, let's move into the app itself. You might feel familiar to what you see right now. And here's where you as a salesperson or business owner spend the most amount of time. Your action stream here. Making sure that you take care of all your actions. And if you manage to do that, you will stay on top of all your sales and relationships. But the truth is that, reality is somehow different, and you really need to spend some time daily to make sure your action stream does not convert from this sort of beautiful and organized stream to this. I'm going to switch for a moment to another account to this. So I see a lot of red, I see a lot of overviews, and the truth is that we've all been here before. And I know it's almost like a daily battle if we don't stay on top of your actions that you can get to this. And the problem with this is that all of your actions for today or actions that you have for the future will just get buried underneath. And that's precisely what you don't want. You want to stay on top of all your actions and that your action stream doesn't get out of control. Because of that, I would like to show you our first tip, which is updating old or overdue actions in bulk. So we have a great tool here. I'm going to select just a few contacts, okay? So if you got into this point, you have to decide between updating next action dates for some of the contacts to a more reliable day in the future, or if those actions are no longer relevant, you can complete them or delete them. So let me show you an example. So I'm selecting 4 people. If I just want to change the date and I say, I still want to call them, I still want to follow up with them, I'm just going to change the date and I'm going to say, I will do this next week. And then you change that to the 13. And then those that list of actions will go down the list. And then you keep working with your database. So you want to be realistic. You want to take a few contacts and either update their next action date, or if you say these people, these actions are no longer relevant, I click on action, and then I can decide to complete them, to delete them if I no longer need it, or you can even close the sales cycle and say wrong timing. timing, and then apply. Now you're actually taking action as to what you're supposed to be doing, which is if I don't need an action, then I should decide what to do with that action before all my overdues take over my action stream. So that's my first tip. Once again, you can select a lot of contacts, update their next action date in bold, or simply close them or delete them. Okay. Now, another tip that I have for you is the focus mode. So I highly recommend this one. I always turn it on just because I'm able to hide contacts without actions. That's really, really handy what you have in here. Very good. Okay, now let's dive into our second tip, which is getting rid of duplicates. So duplicate contacts can appear as a consequence of uploading contacts from multiple places, from multiple files, and this can happen from time to time. Just to let you know, whenever you add a contact, OnePageCRM gives you an indication if a contact already exists based on their email address. If I'm trying to add a new contact, the system tells you there's somebody that already exists and it might be a duplicate contact. So how do we find all existing duplicates? Well, I'm just going to go here and cancel. A simple filter will do the job, okay? We have an option within the filter section that will find all duplicates in your database based on email or first and last name, and then find them all. So I'm just gonna run this here and say duplicates based on first and last name. I select them all, and then I'm gonna see how many duplicates I have. So I have 14 duplicates. In one click, I can select them all and then merge them, okay? OnePageCRM makes sure that the most up-to-date data is preserved for the contacts that are being merged, and that we keep all the history of actions, deals, emails, and everything that was stored for both contacts, and you can keep a clean database after merging your duplicates. Very good. Now, the cool thing about this, you don't need to worry about the filter because it gets automatically updated upon new duplicates that get created. So you only have to create it once. So that's how easy you can do this. Very good. Now let's go to a place where you're probably spending a good amount of time, and that is your pipeline. So let's move into the pipeline. Now, deals and next actions, they should work together to help you move deals throughout your sales stages up to the point in which hopefully they become a one deal. So, but just like next actions go overdue, your deals also have an expected close date. And as you can see here, I have some deals with an expected close date in the past. And that's something that you should avoid as well. Now, OnePageCRM highlights that date in red. You might see some other in with a different color, which are in the future. But if you do see this, then you're one click away from saying, actually, let me go ahead and update the expected close date to another and more reliable date, to a more reliable date in the future. I'm gonna say next week. I'm gonna say maybe this one is coming up in 2 weeks' time, and you're just one click away again from updating those deals. Remember, actions and deals work together. If you have a deal for a contact, then you should also have an action. This is something that I also want to touch base on. Just as the CRM shows you whenever you're overdue with an expected close date, the CRM also shows you if there's a next action or not for the contact. If you have a deal for a contact, then you should have an action. There should be something that make you move that deal one step closer to make it a one deal. Now, if there's no next action for those contacts, just like you can see this, you can see in here, then you can click on it, on the contact, and add a next action. So follow up. And I'm going to say 5 days. And there's my deal. There's my next action. So without even leaving the pipeline, I'm being able to add actions for those contacts. If you're looking at a deal, you can also add a next action straight from this view. So it's that simple. Very good. Let me go back to the pipeline. So once again, just a quick brief overview. Make sure all your deals are up to date. In one click, you can update your expected close dates, just like I'm doing it here. Very good. And then going back to my action stream, if I take all my contact with almost all of them, then I can update their next action date or make sure that I do something with them. And the filter will make sure that you automatically are getting rid of all the duplicates that exist in your database. So those are the three main tips that I wanted to share for you. I think I'm just right under 15 minutes, which is basically what I wanted to accomplish. So I'm gonna go back in camera. I know that we have some questions in there. I didn't floating, so I really hope that you've kept Julia busy. I really hope that you have found this quick session very helpful. And one of the things that OnePage CRM is committed to do this year is to deliver educational webinars, as we call them, with quick tips, with things that we are sure are going to help you, get your CRM right, get your data up to date, and just get the most out of OnePage CRM, which is what we truly believe can help you manage your relationships more effectively and take your sales to the next stage.